Good afternoon, this is Sue from Bitcoin Country. I'm here today on May 2nd, 2021. It's Sunday, May 2nd, 2021, to share the latest cryptocurrency news with you. I apologize, I hadn't done a video for over a week. I went to a Bitcoin Ben conference in San Antonio, Texas last weekend. It was a very good time and I got to meet a lot of people in the cryptocurrency world. Some influencers like Litecoin Leader, of course, Bitcoin Ben, Jim Flanagan, who's associated with the Litecoin Foundation, and many others, and new people coming into it just like me. Okay, let's move on to the news. I'm going to start with this. If you don't know who Raoul Pal is, he's a very smart guy. He said on February 20th, yes, there is a Bitcoin revolution, but there's a digital asset revolution going on that is beyond incredible. It is very early days, like Bitcoin in 2013, but it is happening. Some days will be on the Bitcoin blockchain, but the vast majority will not be. This makes it all the most exciting opportunity I have ever seen. The metaverse, the internet of value, pristine collateral, and an entirely new future is beyond big. It is the next and biggest part of the internet revolution, and it has only just started. It will have booms and busts, projects will fail, and some will be worth hundreds of billions. But everything has changed. Keep your mind open. Very important statement. This is a smart guy. I would encourage you to look up videos where he's doing interviews and follow his philosophy on Bitcoin. But realize what he's saying here. Keep your mind open because everything is changing. And if you didn't catch it in this second tweet, it's the next and biggest part of the internet revolution, and it's only just started. This is being called Internet 3.0. This is way more interactive than the existing internet we have. So lots of exciting things are happening. Moving on to this article about Elon Musk. Of course, we know Elon Musk and Tesla bought Bitcoin a few months ago. The recent news was that Tesla did a liquidity. They sold some to prove liquidity. And what that means is that when a company invests in an asset, they do a test to see if when the time comes to sell, they will have any problems getting through in the markets with the volume that they may want to sell. And so you may have heard some negative articles about Elon Musk selling Bitcoin. It wasn't Elon Musk himself, it was the company Tesla. And it was a liquidity test, which, as I understand, big money people do all the time. Here he says it's essentially to prove the liquidity of Bitcoin. He says the company believes in the value of Bitcoin and will keep holding the cryptocurrency long-term as well as accumulating Bitcoin from car sales. News from other countries. Here's a report on Turkey. Turkey's going to establish a custodian bank for Bitcoin exchanges. Now, what it does say in the article is that the Turkish government's going to be the custodian for local cryptocurrency exchanges, potentially holding Bitcoin for users. And that's because the two local cryptocurrency exchanges collapsed. And so they put in new regulations banning cryptocurrency-based payment services. So if you want to read more about that, you can. But I'm really not big on having the government involved in our money. That's not been a good solution the last 100 years. So now moving on to Germany, German institutional investment funds will be able to invest up to 20% in crypto assets starting July 1st. And I'm just showing this article to point out that different countries are doing different things with cryptocurrency holdings and the regulations that they've adopted. Says around 4,000 funds targeting institutional investors will no longer be legally restricted and will be able to invest up to 20% in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The assets under management of these funds amounts to $1.7 trillion. So this is a huge, huge market in Germany. So another step forward into cryptocurrency for German institutional investors. And here's an article from CoinDesk. Visa's CEO comments on crypto. This is a space we are leaning into in a very, very big way. Reread that again. They are leaning into it in a not one very, but two varies, very, very big way. As a side note, the current cryptocurrency Litecoin is running on the Lightning Network, and it's going to use the Visa and MasterCard payment system. And so this will be a way to seamlessly use Litecoin. You can already do it, as a matter of fact. I don't have my Litecoin card yet. It's coming in the mail. But you literally can use anything that'll take a Visa or MasterCard. You can use your Litecoin card and pay at your merchant off your Litecoin holdings on your Litecoin card. And it will automatically be transferred into fiat dollars for the merchant. Nothing else on that. JP Morgan explains why Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. Well, cryptos go up and down, and Bitcoin runs first, and then the other ones will start to run. So Bitcoin's been taking a little bit of a breather. Bitcoin's #1 in holdings, and Ethereum is #2 in market cap. So it's just, this article is just telling you that Ethereum is running hotter recently than Bitcoin. Comment is there's demand from institutional investors now. While they may have some exposure to Bitcoin, they're now diversifying their exposure, and Ethereum is the next natural pick, and that leaves the second biggest crypto asset by market cap well placed to benefit further. And as a matter of fact, I know someone at a fund who has a one and done solution for clients, where if they don't want to buy the crypto themselves, if they have $50,000 to invest, you can invest with that company and they'll take care of the security and everything. But the fund, they only hold 70% Bitcoin and 30% Ethereum is how they have it structured. And so this company is already doing that. And that's a risk management tool. #1 and #2 by far in the industry, they're very well and long established. So Bitcoin and Ethereum for a lower risk portfolio is the way to go. And again, I maybe don't say this often enough, but I'm just doing this for educational purposes. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just like stocks and bonds and cryptos are a moving target, and they can go up and down in value, and you can lose money. I am just sharing a little bit of what I know and trying to dig and find some of the articles that tell you what's going on in the industry. So here's an article from Cointelegraph. Canadian Bitcoin ETFs, that's exchange traded funds, quickly hit 1.3 billion in assets under management, while US acceptance lags. 1.3 billion is a pretty big deal. They're showing some traction there. So, I wanted to show you that the first one is the Purpose Investments ETF, which is the first Bitcoin exchange traded fund to launch in North America. Has seen assets under management soar to 1.1 billion less than 2 months after launching. There's 2 other ones. This is opening the floodgates for Canadian Bitcoin businesses, and 2 more ETFs were launched in the following weeks. So again, another country rolling some assets into Bitcoin for long-term holds. We're going through a currency reset, folks, and with this new technology, people are branching out into different asset classes, and these cryptocurrencies are just another asset class where you can invest money to hopefully hedge and minimize your risk against a downturn in your portfolio. And last but not least, this is an article on Cointelegraph. Mass adoption of blockchain tech is possible, and education is the key. And that's why I'm here. I started this channel so I could share with friends and family and members of my community, far and wide, near and far, what I do know about cryptocurrencies and the influence and the role they're going to have, the role they already have. They're not commonly used for transactions right now, but you are able to use cryptos to buy in some places. We're in a transition phase, and it's important that you just know that we're in this transition phase. Like I said earlier, this is blockchain technology is Internet 3.0. It's here to stay. There will be a lot of cryptos that fail, but there will also be a lot that survive based on their use case. It's a lot to take in, but as you can imagine, the younger generation is who's going to help bring this blockchain technology forward. And so I'm going to read some of this just because this is really what it's all about. Blockchain technology is one of the most promising technologies of our times, and the core concept of it is really simple. Essentially, it's a public ledger or database, and I think that public education about what blockchain actually is can be the key to the mass adoption. Lack of knowledge and perception from the general public of the differences between blockchain technology and cryptocurrency are the major hurdles of mainstream adoption. Hollywood and the mass media still portray the industry as having a deep criminal element, associating it with a shady past of Silk Road and the dark net. And I see that commonly in the news. And what it boils down to is the people, the rich guys, they like spreading that fear amongst the general public to scare them off. And then they go in and buy it up at a lower price. So now that I'm wise to their tricks, I have a totally different attitude about the cryptocurrencies, and I ignore. There's a word for it. It's called FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And when you see an article in the mainstream media promoting fear, uncertainty, and doubt, chances are the big guys in the back office are wanting to make some money, so they need the price to go down, so they're putting out the fear statements to get a lot of what they call weak hands to get scared and to sell their cryptos. Of course, down here they comment, a good blockchain business would need to develop a real-world use case for the general public. People don't have to particularly understand what the blockchain does. They just need to know what the outcome is and how it will benefit them. And so one that I will comment on that I'm pretty familiar with is the cryptocurrency called Theta. Its use case is it's being used to decentralize video streaming, among other things, but that's a big use for it. You know how the broadband can lag and you'll get that circle running on your screen? Well, That's because everything's coming off of centralized servers. What Theta does is it is a technology that shares information between a whole bunch of computers throughout the world called nodes, and those nodes can share the streaming with other computers, or my TV, for example. So we're in a transition there. You can look up theta.tv, I believe is the link. The World Poker Tour has started streaming on theta.tv, and there's others as well, but it's just really getting started. So if you want more information on that, you'll have to either call me or wait for me to do a Theta video. And finally, not your keys, not your coins is a phrase that we use over and over again, because in the crypto world, we're all about getting the middleman out. So instead of the bank holding our assets, a lot of us, we want the decentralized part, which is there's no middleman. I could literally, if my neighbor had the capacity to, if he had a Bitcoin wallet or a Litecoin wallet, I could pay him, say I wanted to buy beef from him. I literally could, we could agree on a price, and I could send a Bitcoin from my account on my phone to his account on his phone. And we would get, the banks would be totally out of it. Just another comment I wanted to make. You'll see this is a related article. DeFi needs real world adoption. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. Decentralized finance, again, this will be something that we can do without the banks. If one of my kids wants to borrow money, and say I own a whole Bitcoin, which is right now $55,000, I could loan through a DeFi program. I could loan my kid a half a Bitcoin, say $27,000. I could loan him so that he could do whatever he was going to do, go put a down payment on a house or buy a house or whatever, a new vehicle. And it would be set up in a smart, what's called a smart contract. And then he would pay me back every month. And once those payments were all made according to the terms of the smart contract, then he would own that in full and would owe me nothing, and the smart contract would be closed. Sorry if that's a little too over the top. I really haven't spent a whole lot of time learning DeFi myself, just because there's so much education that we need to do on the front end of this, which is teaching people what Bitcoin is, what the use case is, how it works, how you buy, sell, and store it, security measures. There's a lot involved. I'm going to put a link below. I have a Telegram group, which is, I post articles and I make comments on what's going on in the cryptocurrency world. This is a free service that I offer. So please feel free to sign up for the Telegram group and follow me there. It's one way I get information out quickly to people, rather than these news videos, which I only do about once a week. I'm going to start doing some other videos, some how-to videos, some specific different cryptos. Like I said, Theta would be one, Zilliqa may be another one I do. But there's more to come. There's more to come. So thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I will see you the next time. This is Sue. I'm from Bitcoin Country, and I want you to remember that family is everything. You have a nice day. Bye now.